Man, probably a fun fact on me is that I like to read. Like I like to read. That's a lost art nowadays. Oh, my great uncle is Jesse Owens. He won 4 gold medals in 1936.
I always want to leave people with this, man, to all the viewers and everybody out there, man. Make sure you guys finish your story. Make sure you guys finish your journey because somebody's going to need it.
Yeah. All you got to do is push the back button. That's all you got to do is push the back signal.
Try not to think about the future too much so you can maximize the now.
Who's your favorite rap artist?
Man, to be honest, it's crazy. Tupac always been my number one, right? Like he got me through so much stuff, but Lil Wayne has been in the modern day.
I said, what does it really take? What does it really take to be great, Drew? And he looked at me and he was like, you really want to know? And he was like, to be honest, everything you did to get here, you need to be consistent times 10.
What's up? We're back up in this bad boy. It's your boy, Coach Lee. Welcome to the Nothing But Basketball show, man. Got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. We're like, 12 hours away from the trade deadline, I believe. So let's get into it, man. Let's get the fellas up in this bad boy. Right off the bat, man, this guy here, I know he got a lot to talk about. History made last night, trades made today. So you know you come with that hot fire, hot fire, hot fire. My man, too, what's happening?
Oh, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? It's Wednesday over here, Nothing But Basketball show as we speak NBA, other sports in regards to basketball play. But I'm over here, Coach Lee, riding out before we continue our session over here on this Wednesday night. Got to bring in the guy, Jason Tatum's coming on tonight. Told you I'm going to have some guests in the building. My God. You know what I'm saying? Told y'all we celebrating tonight, man. What's going on?
How we doing, fellas? What up, little dude?
What's happening?
What's up with it? What's up with it?
What's up,
out of LA. That's the sirens going around. You know, it's kind of pissing me off right now that I'm hearing this news. You know, but you know, news is flavor. As we said, the trade deadline. You know. We're less than 24 hours away from it, so we getting real started right now. It's real fiery right now as the Timberwolves, Jazz, Lakers complete a 3-team trade that sends Russell Westbrook to Utah along with a first-round pick. Shout out to Danny Ainge. Minnesota gets Mike Conley, and they get a second-round pick. The Lakers get D'Angelo Russell back to the hell. Welcome back, D'Angelo. And then you get Gerald Vanderbilt. So shout out to that.
Imagine relying on, records breaking and mid-season trades as a highlight of your season. I mean, we're just in first chilling, man. That's all I know about the Celtics.
You're just in first chilling, man. You know.
Don't come here try to sign us now.
This was them. He ain't humble. It's all good though. Definitely in regards to that, it's been a crazy 24 hours in Lakerland. You know, didn't give us a win last night, you know, in a loss. But happy LeBron James leading the scorer day. This is what it is.
Absolutely.
This is the party, man. You know, 38,390 points. He is now the career all-time leader. Shout out to him. You know, there was somebody in the game that, you know, came in with, you know, all the politics, all the media on him, you know, seeing what he will do and his tension in the NBA. LeBron James has seeked it. He has beaten it. And he's continuing on, still doing great things, man. So shout out to him, man. Shout out to everybody that attended the ball game last night. Shout out to his kids, man. You know, that's legendary. That is legendary. You know,
That's a great moment.
You got your kids over there, your family. They get to witness that. Delonte wasn't there, but you know, in all, it was great.
You say Delonte?
Yeah, his dad didn't show up. It's weird.
Y'all cold-blooded, man.
Definitely.
Yeah, his dad Delonte didn't show up.
The same results out here, man. Congratulations to LeBron, man.
Step Pops Delonte didn't come to the game. Yeah, man, we done seen playoff P. We done seen Hoodie Mello, and then we got Headband Braun back to get the record. He threw the headband on and he put his head down and got that record out the way, man. It was great to see. Like I've always been the whole MJ Braun thing, Kobe thing too. I've always been like a MJ guy, but I respect LeBron. I've never been I'm really a Braun hater. I was hard on him when the whole Miami versus Dallas series and he kind of disappeared in that fourth quarter.
Absolutely.
I was hard on him for that.
Give us some flowers.
And then the wars with Boston, obviously I'm gonna take my team over him. But I've always respected Braun, and it was great to see that for him. That's a well-earned record right there. Imagine for all the times we always say, oh, he's a pass first guy. Well, he passed his way right past the scoring record, man, because he did. So that's an impressive feat. I'm even more interested now to see where he puts it. It's the whole Brady thing now, because now he's out in front running away with it. Where does he go with it? Because this is a 38-year-old record that we thought would never be broken. Well, where does he bring it? Like, how far does he get it? Because like I can see him going 2-3 more years.
Yeah, right.
Like, we could end up 44,000 possibly, like 44, 45,000. Who knows, man? So that's gonna be fun to see where it ends up.
I thought to myself too, like earlier, talking to a few of my homies. I'm like, what could he do with this? I said he could probably go 44.
Yeah,
some way 45, not 45, but halfway in. And I said to myself, I said, he's still valuable. Team's still gonna want him. He's not playing on the bench. I said he's not playing on the bench, so he's gonna have some type of vital input with the offense. Probably not on the offense as he is now, you know, with teams that he plays with, you know, prior. But I just feel the assist record, you know, he's fourth there. You know, he can move up there as well. So like you said, it's like the Brady game. It's like the numbers game where every statistic that you are in, you're going to try to level up on that.
Because you're playing longer than anybody.
So, you know, he did his thing, man, last night, man. You know, there's no haterism, you know, today from anybody. It shouldn't be. It should be all respect, man, because we've seen a guy in this game that people, millions and millions of people dream, want to play in this game. Play 2K at the crib thinking they can still get to the league. But yet we have this man, LeBron James. And I
can see him playing 3-4 more years, and I wouldn't bet that any of those years would be anything lower than 18 points a game. So that's he gonna run away and hide with this one.
Oh yeah, definitely gonna run away and hide with this one. I just feel like, you know, the way the game is growing, I just feel like it kind of is in a post where some teams have the offenses where, you know, you got your 1 or 2 guys scoring heavy, but most of the teams, you know, it's kind of spread out and all that stuff. So I feel like where the game's going, where the game was, you know, LeBron caught it at a good time too, and the physique and everything, you know, what he's created as, you know what I'm saying, in God's way, you know, 6'9", you know, play 1 through 5. It's easy to get to the bucket. He was able to, you know, hit a couple mid-ranges in there in years and then developed a 3-point game and just developed everything that he was doing and put it all in one. Guy still dunks the ball, lays the ball up, shoots. You know, a lot of guys lose their athleticism, do all that. Guy still has athleticism. Still goes and wow, you would have dunked every game. So
yeah, that's what happens when you start off more athletic than damn near anyone ever. When you fall off, you're still more athletic than almost anyone ever. So yeah, he's a special player, man. We were lucky to witness this whole situation.
Definitely.
You know, I'm like, I look at it like this. So for me, it's just me. MJ gonna always be my guy.
Mm-hmm.
Kareem is always gonna be my GOAT.
Mm-hmm.
And LeBron is always gonna be the most accomplished player that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I got nothing but respect for all three of them. As players, you know, the whole narrative of role models and stuff like that, my role model, my pops and my dad. I mean, my grandfather.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but as far as that's concerned, they all bring something to the game. You can't tell the story of the NBA without all three of those stories being told.
Yeah, I agree now. I didn't always have them on the Mount Rushmore, but you got to have them now.
Got to. You got to.
Mount Rushmore came for me. I'm going to be real. Mount Rushmore came for me when he overtook that 3-1 lead with that Cavaliers team.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because I was out west watching the series, and I'm sitting here like, yeah, I think the Warriors got this, man. And then you just seen the tick come off from LeBron, something that you never seen, something that you always wanted. The dump, his heart started dumping. He started feeling like he was the guy. Like he was the man.
He knew he was.
Talking shit to Curry, you know, talking shit to everybody, you know. And he started getting that Iguodala block this eyewitness of what he can do, what he has done for years, decades, 2 decades. You know, it's astonishing.
I agree.
We're gonna go Mount Rushmore of basketball.
We're gonna do this right now. That's what we're gonna do. You gonna do
I'm
this?
scared.
Oh, we got a couple things over here. Yeah,
man. All right, I'll go. The earliest name I'm gonna drop is Bill
Russell.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't tell the story without the lead. I'm a cheat though. The next era that I'll touch to put on the thing, you can't say one without the other. It's like Batman and Joker. It's Magic and Bird.
Yep.
They're a package deal. You can't do that without, like, one without the other. It don't make no sense.
They saved the NBA.
Right. And then to continue that save mission is MJ.
Okay.
But I'm, like I said, Magic and Bird is just one. I'm not giving them two different spots. We're going, if we got to pay them half face half, we could do that. So I got Bill, Magic Bird, MJ, and I guess, if we're only doing 4, then I guess Bron's next. My problem is that, like, there's also other stories that have to be told. Like, Iverson and Curry would be the other two.
Iverson influence and
Iverson a whole generation. Like, Bron wears an armband because of that man and a headband because of that man. The tattoos all over the league. The fact that everyone wears, the fact that everyone wears suits or can dress in this fashion wise is because they took away what Iverson was doing. Palming the ball, there was a whole rule change, the crossover because of him. The whole rule change happened, and then the entire game changed because of Curry. So I think it's official now that I think the Mount Rushmore of the NBA has to be told with 5 heads up there, and 2 of those heads are 2 people. So it's really like 7 people. Because you can't tell it, like I said, you can't tell it without Bill. You can't tell it without Magic and Bird. You can't tell it without MJ. You can't tell it without Bron. And you can't tell it without Iverson and Curry, in my opinion. Those people have to be up there. You got to. That's mine.
I base mine the way we go through the list. Y'all know who I ride with. That's where this is not even about that. You know, it's about the top list of guys that you like. You know, Bron hits that list for me. You know, along with Shaq, Duncan, Cole. Curry's basically airing his way in there, and just to solidify the track of MJ. You know what I'm saying? That would be my 5 that I've seen play basketball. You know what I'm saying? And all those other guys, Bird, they're respected all day. They're guys, they're the OGs. I go in there, I give them that. I respect what they did. John Sally, I respect what you did. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's not even about that. History is history, regardless of what you had. I respect 1 through 15. And I've always been like that. You know what I'm saying? I as much as the top guys give the story, You know what I'm saying? It's the pages in between the chapters, that do it for me as well. But the guys up top are the guys up top. We can't read the story on Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. That's inevitable. MJ flew it out for us. Young phenomenon, LeBron, Drew, he had to sail on the boat a little bit. Guys in the league helped him, and he elevated himself, to the stratosphere. Now, in this era that he plays in with all these other players, yeah, you can name Curry, man. But right now, even those guys, got to leap back. Curry, shout out to him, man.
Curry changed the entire league plays an entirely different brand of basketball because of Curry. You got to talk about him. You got to.
Yeah, you got to talk about him. But it won't be Mount Rushmore-ish.
He gotta be. He's already broken the 3-point record, which is again, if you're telling the story of the league, you talk about when the 3-point line came in. Now, once you talk about that coming in, you talk about, well, then who's the leader of it? It's already Curry before his career was even close to finish. Yeah, I can't have a Rushmore without Curry on it. You can't.
It's crazy too that we speak about it because the point guard position is probably the most difficult position to really stand on an agreement.
Point guard and center, the depth is crazy.
The center, yeah.
The depth is crazy.
Made me love the game of basketball. I remember watching them play and going out with my own cousin Grable on hoop ball and trying to pull off the crossovers. And I mean, the point guard position, like you said, it's the most judgeable position. There's so many great talents. There's so many great players that brace the game at the point guard position. And other positions as well, but so many names at the point guard position you can name from every era. It is combat, it's competitiveness. Right. Every era you use about 5 or 6 that you're like, ooh, well, how about him? Maybe on the decline, but hey, he still gets that chat at the restaurant. How about him?
And see, stuff like that is the reason why I don't even get involved in the GOAT debates because I don't want to discount one man's accomplishment for another. Unless you can line them up in every same scenario, same time frame, it's a moot point. It's everybody's opinion. Everybody can have their opinion. I just don't indulge in it. Because for me, I look at really and truly, if you break it down, probably the top 20, 25 players of all time, based on, people's feedback, they all kind of go hand in hand with one another, just for the simple fact of the impact that they brought to the game.
I got an honest question. Without the Jordan brand, no clothes, no shoes, and we're still praising Jordan to the extent in 2023, giving all the talent in the league.
2 things. 1, the answer is yes. And 2, you can't tell that story without the brand because that was a huge, like everything that is happening in the league right now in terms of branding is because of MJ.
That's why I support MJ like I did, because before he came in, professional athlete, because you can't just stop at basketball. Right. He showed all athletes how to
do it. A shoe deal is because of him.
Do y'all remember at one point in time? I remember like locally, like Ed Tuttle Jones played for the Cowboys in the 70s. He worked at Foot Locker in the offseason because they didn't get paid year round like that.
Right.
These guys learn how to brand their likeness and image.
If there's no branding like this, LeBron can't have that length of a career. Because the money that's on the table for him, we already heard the stories about him putting $1 million into his body every year. Well, he don't have that to do. In fact, he's probably working in the offseason.
Right.
Not on his game, but selling insurance or something.
He got betted on $90 million before he even stepped on the court.
Right, exactly. And the whole NIL, you could track NIL back to Jordan.
Yep.
Like
I don't want to say that, but you're right.
You can track it because all of it requires that business acumen from the beginning from him. So you can't take that out. But even if you were to take it out, like he came in and dominated the league.
You really think Luka will break it? I'm here. Luka said personally himself he doesn't want to play that long in the league.
Luka has the ability, but he doesn't have the drive to want to stay that long. He already said
he laughed that shit off. He's like,
he want to go get on the tractor back in Slovenia. He's good. Like ability wise, he has it, but he doesn't want to do it.
Say this: Jordan played in the era that was way more physical, and LeBron plays in the era where 7-foot shooters to threes and the skill players after it. But this is what I want to say about this. Because you don't have me even gonna get into this. I'm gonna stamp it like this. if you appreciate basketball, you appreciate basketball. If you're one of these guys saying, well, this era is sluggish and this and that, then leave. Then leave. And not even enjoy the game. So, just like in the 70s.
Basketball is the only sport that does that.
I'll handle this
like that
very
in football.
well because football is always physical. There's never, I mean,
Don't
and
talk like that in baseball.
well, and to be fair, I would say football is starting to hear those chirps because you can't have
The rules
Brady,
change.
you can't have Brady's career in the 80s even. He'd have been dead. He'd have got hit.
True.
He'd have got hit up a lot. But here, what I want to say is this. I'll handle this very simply. Yes, Jordan had to deal with more physical basketball. That was more physically taxing. LeBron had to deal with way more mental stuff, social media, all of the exposure.
He couldn't slip up.
All of that. He couldn't, like, he got to be perfect. So the same way you say LeBron couldn't have lasted in MJ's era physically, MJ couldn't have lasted in this era mentally with the social media and the shit that he was doing off the field. He had vices. We talked about it yesterday.
Story last night.
He had vices. He was a gambler. He was an alcoholic. We're talking. There's like legitimate stories that
Documented stuff
that when he was out there on his flu game, that it really was a hangover game. So let's be clear here. They each dealt with different challenges, and they handled their challenges accordingly.
All the greats deal with different challenges. You know what I'm saying? You can deal with that to the 50s and 60s and what they was going through. You know, in the 60s and 70s when the drug epidemic started going up, and every third person in the league was doing drugs. You know what I'm saying? Then in the 80s, you know what I'm saying? Larry and Bird, and everybody trying to adapt to that, which made stars, you know, but the superstar was Jordan. And Jordan blossomed, and now people got shoe deals. Everybody getting a shoe deal. You know what I'm saying? Guys that, you know, careers didn't even last as long got crazy sneakers now that still go bang. Like Penny Hardaway. It's more to that, man. You know, the game is all love. It's all the tree that grows. You know, if the game never grew, where would it be? I say these other sports don't grow. I say baseball don't grow. I say hockey don't grow. I say why those things don't grow because they don't have the togetherness that the NBA had in all the NFL. Right. You know? So if you are one of these guys that like bashing it, well, then get out. Other than that, man, appreciate the game. The game's going to have new things to it. It's a new world. There's different things in this world now. We can do a lot of things in this world now that we couldn't do back then. You know, shout out to the people that are able to live it. You know, you're living in it.
Absolutely.
Happy birthday. Happy LeBron scoring leader day. I've decided that we're going to bring that on top. You know, it was down at the bottom of the ladder of the show platform, but we bring it up, you know, because it's important.
Okay. So next up, you know, we talking about trades and point guards and all that good stuff. We had a bit of a trade that went down Sunday.
Sunday happened. Ooh.
Shock me, man. For sure.
We was in our meeting on Sunday too, man, when it happened. And I was trying to get on the call. I was on mute for like 10 minutes. And finally, before I got on, it blasted. So let us know, Coach, what happened?
Man, we got some people call him a team cancer. Yeah, you know, does his thing, but hey, Nico Harrison got brought here to make some changes, and that's what he's trying to do. First move, the Kyrie Irving trade. Brought him here to pair him up with Luka. Probably right now the best backcourt in the NBA. You got one guy averaging 34 points a game, the other one 27. That's scary.
It's crazy, man.
They ain't gonna play no defense, but they're gonna outscore.
Not a damn bit of defense.
Yes, Luka has his own shoes.
Yeah,
for real.
they nice too. They nice. They Jordan brand.
See, that's different. See, wrestling in the 80s is different than basketball. Like people doing drugs in the game is not good for the game. You know what I'm saying? Now, like in wrestling back in the day, doing drugs in the wrestling world was good for the game. It was good for the tickets. It was good. You know what I'm saying? God bless everybody. You know what I'm saying? That isn't living with us. And it was a tragic time in wrestling at that time. But for the fans and the viewers, it was crazy. But back to Kyrie Irving.
So
Damn, man.
Kyrie got traded from the Nets to the Mavericks in exchange for Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, Miss my guy Dodo, man, in the first round and multiple second round picks. Was he worth that?
Was Kyrie?
Mm-hmm.
Only if he's not a rental.
That's the key thing. They said they're going to
well could be.
Very well could be. He's looking for at least a 3-year deal. And he and the team both agreed to table talk until the end of the season, which is understandable. You want to see how the chemistry is going to be. What else are they going to do? Now, if they pull off this next rumor trade, that's going to be something nice.
Pull off what trade?
The next rumor trade. They're working right now to trade Kristen Wood. I forgot who the other player was for DeAndre Ayton.
That's the wrong center for what they need. It's the wrong guy.
Who's available though?
I'm sure Clint Capella's out there. They need defense.
Yeah, I agree.
They need someone on that back end.
A defensive power forward. But see, that's the thing because Christian Wood, he's good. He plays well with Luka. That's why he wasn't getting the minutes. It's because Kidd was getting frustrated with his defensive effort.
Yeah, that's interesting. And it's fun. I always his name always comes up when I talk about team building and stuff like that. They need a Brook Lopez because he does both. He defends the paint and he shoots a three wide open. Like he'll do both. Or they're both on the same team. They're both on the Bucks. What's his name? The other big guy in the Bucks. What's his name? I always forget this man's name. Well, whatever. They need a 3-and-D big. And I don't know that Ayton is that. And Ayton's going to have the same problem with Dallas that he has with the Suns, and that's him not being a featured guy. He needs to be like, throw the ball in, old school center, let me make some moves. But he needs that like 12 times a game, and teams in the league these days just aren't going to give him that. Big ego on one team that wants the ball. Between Luka and Kyrie, the comments are coming in, man. Ayton's been hanging with Simmons. Ayton's actually bald. He can actually ball. He tried. He's showing that at least it's a funny comment, though. It's a funny comment, but like it's not accurate because he actually balled. Simmons is a bitch. What's going on with you, Bree? We're gonna bring your comment up, man, real quick before we go out. How you doing, Bree? Portis, thank you. Go on. I appreciate you. I always forget his name. They take Jordan Valanciunas from the Pels. Bobby Portis, man. That's like the third podcast. I forgot Bobby Portis' name. I gotta write that shit on my hand. Man, my man Pop, man. Trade. Back to the trade, man. The trade for Dallas, man. Cuban rolled the dice. Now, it's unusual for someone like him to roll dice in terms of grabbing players. Kind of, grab, a bunch of players and play with them together and build that bond, but going out and getting someone like Kyrie, woo, you must see something that we don't see right now, or it's Luka getting into those years. And I had mentioned this about 2 years ago, and I said in about 2-3 years, you're really going to see what it ends up being in Dallas for Luka. You're going to see them potentially go get some type of help. They feel like Kyrie's that type of help for him. It definitely leans out now because Kyrie can bring the basketball up and Luka can exert more energy. The energy's going to be there a little bit more for him, to go out any other place on the floor you want. Kyrie's going to make the defense come. But now you're talking about big men. They still lack in that department. Grabbing Ayton, which I thought that he couldn't even be traded for a year, but
no, it was. I want to say it was up until sometime in January.
Yeah, some amount of days. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So if he might be traded now, I wouldn't be mad with that. With that because of what they have gotten in Kyrie, and then you have Luka, and Ayton's job becomes a little easier too. You're depending on Chris Paul, who's hurt 30% of the time, and now Booker, who's hurt 20% of the time. And then he wants to be the man, and they're not going to let you be the man. But you're the man on the court. You're the man on the court trying to hold it down while those two are gone. So I feel Ayton in the split of the disrespect he's been getting in Phoenix. He won't get that with Cuban in Dallas. They're going to treat him well.
That's the thing, though. The nature of the two stars he's playing with, he's going to get the same type of attempts. That was really his problem. It's like where and when he got the ball. It's going to happen the same way with those two because they're going to dominate the rock the same way. And Chris Paul is more of a passer than Kyrie. So it may even get worse because you got.
I think Kyrie going to end up playing off ball mostly, though.
Yeah, right. But so you got Kyrie and Luka who dominate the rock.
He is playing tonight.
Where's that leave Ayton in terms of the offense on a play-to-play basis?
Well, as far as that, that's where Ayton's going to have to get his role on. Luka's going to find him on a pick and rolls because he helped make.
But here's my thing. That should have already been happening with Chris Paul.
No, it should no, and it is. It does. The thing with Chris Paul is this: Chris Paul, man. At the end of the day,
he's more likely to pass it than Luka is. Luka passed a lot though, but all I'm saying is that he might be in the similar situation in terms of how often he gets to see touches in spots that he wants them. They're gonna have to learn him and figure out what it is. But look, it's better than Woods, I still think, in some cases. Now, here's the other thing. Luka's used to playing in space. Now, Kyrie helps with that, being on the wing. But Woods helped when he got down to the post.
Yeah, because he could
having that space. Because he popped out to the three. Ayton's not going that far out.
That's true.
This whole deal, I think, really relies on they better not lose Maxey in this deal. And when does he come back? When's he due back?
Maxey,
yeah.
In the next couple of days, I believe.
He's important to this whole
All-Star break.
He's actually more important than anybody's going to talk about. Because he
can defensive presence.
He can defend, and he hits the three. He gives you the space.
Yep.
He's super important to what's going to happen moving forward. They need him to stay healthy, get on the court, and be his best self now that this whole team is being built. I do like the thing I like about the Ayton deal, though, is the contract length that he has. Mm-hmm. That's a good move to keep Luka in town.
That's why I like the most.
I know. I
thought they can show that they trying.
The Kyrie move was like, hey, look, I'm trying out here. I got you. I'm not gonna leave you hanging. The Ayton deal's like, look, we doing this. So now you got to stay because we out here doing this. So even if Kyrie's a flight risk on you, we still got this guy here, and then we can figure out someone else to come in and score with you.
Now the good thing about Kyrie, if he does decide to leave, that's a max contract that opens up for them.
Yep,
definitely. In Dallas, they'll be back. Then you see them rolling now. You see, like you said, one player makes everything start rolling. You start rolling now. Now it starts with one roll. Let's see for Dallas, which we thought was unlikely. Continue to roll some more, man. Like I said, trade deadline's getting spicy. Kyrie to Dallas, Dinwiddie to Brooklyn, along with Dorian Smith, and like you said, some picks. And Dinwiddie, I'm hearing, is not going to stay in Brooklyn.
I heard they're trying to move him to Toronto.
Yes, trying to get Van Fleet. I'm hearing from Toronto.
Who's being moved?
They're trying to shop.
Dinwiddie may be moved tomorrow, so be on the lookout.
Wow, talk about a guy who's balls everywhere he goes, and they just keep passing him off.
Yeah, he said his son wanted to go back to Brooklyn.
I know we had to send them up there, to make the contracts match.
Yeah. You guys moving them made more sense, but the Nets then moving them doesn't make sense.
It's real funny, real quick.
He's better than Van Vliet, in my opinion. Well, not better, but at least better fit.
I was looking at a chat room for the Wizards today, and one of their fans was complaining about how they wish we got two young horses on our team that shined the other night. They both put up 29 points against Utah the other night. That's Josh Green and Hardy.
Yeah.
And they was thinking how can we find a way to get those two youngins over here? So I do like that. We need the bench. They both, a second-year player and a rookie. So I do like that. But I'm not being racist or nothing. But at the same time, as a Mavs fan, it still blows my mind to see how those brothers hoop.
It's getting blacker and blacker in Dallas.
Dallas rolling out, dog. You know what I'm saying?
It's about time.
Long overdue, man. It ain't been like that since the 80s.
Your team been from the mountains of Caucasus for a while.
Yeah, man. Oh man.
That baby got a credit score at 730 right now.
So we're gonna hit one more story before we hit a break for tonight. So next up we have this dude here can't stay out the news for the wrong reason.
Dum, dum, dum.
I don't know what's wrong with him, but he's old-fashioned.
He could easily be Rose, and he want to be Iverson, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. And that's one Ja Morant and his entourage.
He won't be Gilbert.
Yeah, he's skipping over Iverson. He's steaming towards Gilbert. You're right.
Yeah. That story about the laser pointer.
Oh, yeah, I heard that was
Pacers bus. I'm like, man, come on, man. So even if it wasn't a firearm, just the look of it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
He's lucky David Stern's not a commissioner right now.
Javaris Critton.
Javaris Critton, yes.
What's that?
Yes, that's another one too, man. Right in the shit, man. Listen, I'm gonna be real. That was no laser. There was no laser. There was no laser. That was no laser, and I knew that something like this was gonna come up. Now, I was thinking maybe T, but I'm still blaming T Morant for these antics. Still blaming for the antics. But man, you gotta be smarter, man. You gotta be smarter. You just got into an altercation in LA. Get into an altercation a couple of days later. Then we had a show about this, and we talked about ways that this can be diffused. And then another situation happened before the NBA gets into it now, and hopefully some things go back to regular. I'm hearing some of his friends can't come to games. Potentially. I don't know about T, but T's gonna be next. But I blame all this on T. Ja, you need to be smarter. You just got a sneaker deal on Christmas.
Yeah.
Some new sneakers about to come out. You got the airways. Everybody's believing in you. People think you're the next heir apparent to, Steph Curry. In terms of being that top point guard in the league. And you want to chill with the gangsters. You've been hearing a lot of people saying you ain't about that life. You need to settle down. But ultimately, you're a man.
Trying to prove it.
Things. But at the end of the day, it's not about that, man. You're a team. You're a leader of the team that wants to get to the next step. And doing all this and, Twitter fingers and, fighting and heckling people at games, it's not going to win you no championships, bro.
You can't be focused if you're doing all that extra stuff, man.
Yeah. And it is extra.
It's not needed.
Demetrius.
He needs to and that's where you got to sit down. I'm not saying it's at that same level, but this is starting to look like the bad kind of influences around him, like Mike Vick had. I know it's not equivalent to the dog, but as far as people that's supposed to have your best interest at hand, not acting in that manner.
Right.
They're being selfish in their behaviors, but ultimately it can affect you and your brain.
Where's your built-in fall guy? You can't be the fall guy. You the guy.
Yeah. You need better crash test dummies, man.
Yeah.
You know what he needs to do? You know what he needs to do? He needs to take the page out of these superstars books in the NBA. Bring your wife to the game. And only your wife. And the kids. And the kids. And
it's better than who we bring. He's young though. Who knows what that situation is?
And bring everybody else home. You in that echelon now. If you didn't learn, you're gonna learn now. If you didn't know, bring the wife to the games, bring your kids occasionally, playoff time, when you're about to clinch, bring T to the game.
But does he have a wife and kids?
He has kids.
Does he have a wife?
I gotta look it up. But
yeah, it's all interesting. I don't know.
I don't think he's married. He's got one child. No.
Bring your shorty. Bring your mom. Bring your mom to the game. So chill out. Chill. Chimichi's having a baby mama. Bring your baby mama to the game.
Oh, because that never goes bad.
I mean, hey. And if that goes bad, that's another stain on his mark, man. You know what I'm saying? As a young man.
He's not doing himself no favors right now, though.
Just stop bringing anybody to the goddamn game. Just play.
Oh, put the asses up in the suite.
Yeah, play ball.
They can clown behind closed doors.
Exactly. They don't need to be all close to you, man. You got people all in the front, you know what I'm saying? Heckling, doing all this crazy stuff, man.
Yeah, it's unnecessary.
Man, y'all ready for first break tonight?
Yeah, we can do it.
Ready for the first break for sure.
Let's do this. We be back by 15, 20. Appreciate y'all hanging out with the boys tonight.
Get it.
Hey guys, it's your girl Tamara Moore, former WNBA guard and current head coach at Mesabi Range College. I want to give a big shout out to STWF Media, the big brand, for showing love and always being about those good sports. Make sure you guys show them love. You and your community can join them every week to talk about sports. Shouts out to them and make sure you check them out.
Back at it like we're mad at it, man. So far, so good. Appreciate y'all hanging out with your boys. We got Will, too, and myself up in here. Number basketball show, man. And we talking nothing but basketball so far. So, yeah, man. I got a confession.
These are my confessions.
This next guy is actually my second favorite player of all time.
Uh-oh. I didn't read the list, so I don't know who this is going to be. I didn't read the itinerary. So.
Man. Known as an enforcer, he definitely made an impact on the league. I'm talking about the one, the only, the big ticket.
Oh, yeah, okay.
On that, man. Come on, man. You know those commercials back
I rock with KG, man.
Big ticket come through. Come on, KG was bad.
Back at it like a crack at it now. No crack. But yeah, so this one here is KG talking about it's a spike in fights. You know, we just recently had the big fight between Mo Bamba and Austin Rivers. What's up with all these light-skinned brothers want to fight all the time?
Dylan Brooks won fight.
Hey man, I am. Look here. I am a card carrying member of the light skin crew, but I am not the ambassador.
Fair enough, man. I had to mess with you. So, I didn't see the fight, but I read about the fight. I think Bamba got 4 or 5 games.
Bamba got 4 games. I think Austin got 2.
Okay. First off, do you think KG is right in his assessment? First of all, that there is a spike in fights.
Yeah, spike in fights. Absolutely there is. It's going to rave all now because of the talent that's coming in and how rapid they're coming in. And everybody has to compete for a spot at an all-time high now. Your spot may not be there tomorrow. So, yes, you see a spike in, even if it's not fighting, you see spikes in, people not being friends with each other. You know what I'm saying? You want to leave that buddy stuff, So it's actually great for the game, in my eyes.
Well, according to KG, he said he had a tweet where he said everybody fighting, they ready for All-Star.
Oh, and if you're ready for All-Star fighting, on All-Star night there's gonna be tons of fights and stuff, and then Utah. So whoever is in trouble and gets in trouble over there on All-Star weekend, good luck. Good luck.
When's All-Star? Next weekend?
All-Star is next weekend. Yes.
Okay.
Light Skin said it's Black History Month. They gotta stand up. Yes, sir. Cleveland Week versus Marlon Mill. Hey, yo, chill out.
Let him go. Keep it going. Keep it coming. We can do this.
Yo, they out here doing it in, man. Yo, shout out to Austin Rivers and Mo Bamba, man. Shout out to Austin for getting some hits in, man. Austin didn't go out like no sucker.
Nah, he didn't. For an NBA player's kid, he was swinging.
Too.
He was swinging.
There was a tweet saying that NBA NBA players' sons, you know, fighting. They from the mud, so like, you know, they down for that. They both that life, like they had to grind on their lives.
That's funny. Grind on my life, grinding on my. Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy that he definitely brought it to a bigger man too.
You need some of those, like
Suggs snuck him and tried to yoke him too.
Oh, Suggs ran into it too. Yeah, Suggs, you know, I think Suggs might have got a game. Suggs might have got suspended a game.
Yeah, because he came out of nowhere and attacked the smaller dude in the fight. Like, bro, Mama didn't need that help.
Dog got in the bang too.
Who is now? Oh. Ant was ready. Let's go.
Look at my man Cole. Look at Edwards, dog. Get off my man Cole Anthony. Yo, he dragged Cole Anthony, dog. He picked his ass up.
Yeah, Cole, a little guy too. That's another player's kid, little light-skinned player's kid.
Oh, Jonathan Isaac about that life, dog.
And them 80s NBA players was playing seizing these white girls, huh?
I know the funniest.
It was Snow Bunny season.
It might not have been the people. It might not have been the fact that they put hands on each other and all that. When Austin attempted the shot, you look at the faces of Markelle Fultz and somebody else with the crazy side lip. I was in tears. And Austin's walking up, dog. You see right, yo, crazy.
Looks like cocaine wasn't the only preferred white in the 80s and 90s.
Austin was 105, dog. Shout out to Austin, man.
Austin, what?
Austin was going 105 for a second.
Yeah.
He said, I stepped up to, I was 1 against 5 with you guys, man. Like, he said, the only thing you know for is a rap. Like, yo, crazy. Hey, man, all this stuff spiking, man. You got Donovan Mitchell who said he been busting Dylan Brooks his whole life. Yeah, man. Beefing, man. I like the beefing, man. I hope I see a lot more as the season goes in, you know. But at the end of the day, it may call the team something, you know. May call the team something. That's an outlook that you have to look at, you know. You want to fight not in the worst situation, in the craziest situation. You don't want to, the most important situation, you don't want to beef and all that. But, you know, it's okay to have, you know, some animosity and some hostility. Now, you may lose a paycheck or 2 or 3, but, hey, it is what it is. Cold marshmallow. Oh, random question. Since this is a basketball show, is there a dream fight matchup that you want to see happen, like Chris Paul versus Isaiah Thomas? Now, is it term of matchup like on the basketball court?
I want to see them beat up each other. I don't like
on the ring.
He said fight.
Okay,
said
so
fight.
in the ring, so in a dream matchup,
Oakley
I want to see Kobe versus Jordan in a dream
versus
matchup
West.
on the court. But if you have to fight, I want to see Isaiah Thomas versus Michael Jordan.
I think Isaiah will whoop Jordan.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. I want to see LeBron versus David West.
I want to see David versus KG.
Because West, yeah, that too. Because anybody versus West, because West had that like official, like he was like training in MMA and shit. Like he was official tissue.
Nobody wants to mess with James Johnson in the NBA.
Him too. But West will bust him up though, I think.
Oh, this one-on-one basketball.
He said no fight. Okay, my bad.
Kobe Jordan on the basketball court. Kobe Jordan on the basketball court. LeBron versus Larry Bird, you know, on the basketball court. You know, I want to see Shaq versus Wilt. I think he'll kill Kareem in his heyday. I think Shaq will kill Kareem. Real talk.
The only person I really saw, I think it's only 2 people I saw handle Shaq. That was
Olajuwon early.
Olajuwon and Rick Smith.
Rick Smith used to give him the BI.
He admits that.
He admits another one too. Big Country.
Big Country, Brian Reeves.
Yeah. Brian Reeves used to give him work.
Morant versus Rodman. Hell no, Rodman in a landslide.
That's a big, yeah. He's they're both wiry, but that man Rodman different. Although he do be wearing dresses, but that don't mean he can't punch somebody.
Shaq at 240 was no joke. Wilt Chamberlain versus Shaquille O'Neal, definitely. You know, all day.
I think Shaq would get him because hell, Russell was getting.
Obviously, Kyrie's crazy, but it's
you got to see Rondo versus Chris Paul in the streets, though. You got to see Chris Paul versus Rondo on the streets.
I like that one. Muhammad versus Ben Wallace.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If we talk about in the streets, I want to see Russ and Beverly. They got to square that out.
I mean, was the friendship just for the Lakers' sake? You know,
Of course it was. They don't. Of course
at houses eating dinner and all that stuff.
That was professionalism. They will square up at any moment now.
I can't even at your crib and they want to fight you. That's different. I ain't going to your crib if I got any time. I'm not going to your crib if I don't like you. Real talk. I'm not going to your crib. And that's even if you're a superstar, you know.
That's
I'm going to your crib.
Because look, when you already considered part of the problem, then if LeBron's like, yo, come through, then you gotta do that.
Nah, there was mad instances why when those guys were, Kimberly Chamberlain, you know what I'm saying, and it's basketball. I think they both realized that. Because I ain't going to nobody's crib if I don't like you. Real talk.
Yeah, well.
I don't care how much money I got in the bank.
They professionals, man. We not we different.
We couch potatoes.
Yeah.
West put Bev to sleep though. Westbrook put Beverly to sleep.
Think so?
Yeah. I want to see Dame versus Pat Bev too.
Scrappy always. But yeah.
Dame. Oh, nobody on the low? I don't pick Dame be sparring, dog. Dame be over here sparring with some boxers, dog. So, don't sleep on Dame. Dame's another guy too. You bring the smoke to people. Dame versus Paul George. Klay Thompson versus Dylan Brooks. Nah, but we can go on and on with that. Between the court, off the court, we're going to see Nick Young versus D'Angelo Russell. We're definitely going to see that. Oh, man, the fights, man. Keep bringing the fights on. KG, you're right. It's All-Star Weekend, man. You're going to see a hell lot more fights with fans and, celebrities. Jay Prince Jr. already talking smack to Offset on the internet. They both going to be at All-Star Weekend. So, man, hopefully everybody.
I always thought he yapped a lot, but I don't know if KG was really about it. I always wondered.
That's why I said West, stopped him, man. West wasn't having that. David West wasn't having that with him, dog. Chill out. You get your Patrick.
I realized where Patrick Beverly was from.
Where he from?
He from the Chi.
Yeah, that's why I'd be like, he's not scrappy by accident.
He could be from the Chi, but everybody from the Chi ain't got straps.
Yeah, I learned that years ago. It don't really matter where guys are from.
I would say you might be from there. You might be able to have to hold your own, but you might not be all up like that how you are, man. But hey, I'm not disrespecting anybody's manhood. You know what I'm saying, KG? You might can hold your own. But when Dave West pressed you like that, man, listen, Dave West, he might have been payroll situation. Okay, he's like, I'm not missing I'm getting paid millions of dollars, man. And my career is basically over already. I'm a net. So, I'm not going to do nothing. But, yeah, listen. Look at why KG left Medellin to go to Farragut. My guy Quick always got it, dog. He said he was about it, dog, because he's beating people up. Yeah. So, man.
Yeah, Tim Duncan probably got bodied.
Tim Duncan quiet, dog.
Tim Duncan could be a serial killer. None of us. Same demeanor always. None of us would know.
Always. He never changes. KG was catching charges.
He did catch a charge. He did catch an early charge. You're right. I was watching that documentary on him. Yeah, you're right. Caught one as a young one. The early mugshot of KG.
I don't know about it. I know plenty of dudes with charges who ain't ready for it.
Tim Duncan with the stepdaddy sandals with the jeans on.
That's what I'm saying. Scary, bro. Scary. Like he'll dig the grave for you.
Stepdaddy sandals. I thought of the barbecue. I like the stepdaddy though.
Oh man, they're way past chocolatas.
Oh, next up, let's keep the
we wilding right now.
This always turned into a chop up. But
it's the NBA chop up.
So next up, we got they did announce the 2023 NBA All-Star reserves. You have Bam, Jaylen Brown, DeMar DeRozan, Joel Embiid, Paul George, SGA, Tyrese Halliburton, Drew Holiday, Jerry J.J., Damian Lillard, Lurie Markkinen, Ja, Julius Randle, and Sabonis. Those are the reserves. The draft, I believe, is the night of the game.
Yes, night of the game. A couple notable things as well. Zion Williamson will not be playing in the All-Star game. He was a starter. I believe Stephen Curry as well was hurt Sunday night. So he will not be participating in the All-Star game. We just had Kyrie earlier. We mentioned he is an All-Star, but he was an Eastern guy. So now he definitely still going to be an All-Star. But it doesn't matter because there's no East versus West, so it's easy to change that. So the West still has 2 spots left. And notable, shout out to all those All-Star reserves that made it. None of them, were undeserving. But there were some guys that were deserving that will probably pick up All-Star spots. And De'Aaron Fox and Anthony Edwards, hopefully. Both of those guys performed great this season. Both of them guys have been performing. DeAndre Fox and the Kings are blazing right now. To their extent, they haven't blazed like this in about a decade and some. And shout out to Anthony Edwards in Minnesota, man. Just, going from the gridiron, calling that his passion. And the basketball court, man, might be the passion for, in terms of where the money's at. So shout out to both young guys that are going to get All-Star spots, the next couple of days, because I feel like that's
I'm just glad guys like Shy got in.
Shout out to Shy as well.
Yeah, he's a problem, man.
The guy there.
He been killing all year, bro. So
I'm gonna call him Loke Dog. He came in the arena last night looking like Loke Dog.
He did.
I'm gonna just wear these then. I'm gonna just wear these then, man. So
he spoiled your man's night. So you can get the record, but you ain't getting the win.
So is the All-Star game a joke? No, it's not a joke. It's not a joke at all. It is what it is. It's the All-Star game. Now, you can call it any way you want to call it, but I feel like this year, for the most part, they had things smooth. Injuries happen, things like that. Now, the crazy thing was all those guys that are not playing besides Steph were coming back from injuries, and they were going to come back for the All-Star game, but being pushed back because, it may not be right. So to bring the guys in that are worthy and are playing, is great. It kind of makes it good again. Doesn't make it a joke where, okay, Zion's coming back and Tuesday's the All-Star game, and now Zion only been back since Sunday. He playing. Same with KD. Though they want their stars, we got to appreciate the guys who are balling this year.
And ever since they went to that format where you got to win the quarter, win the half, and then win the fourth, the guys have been playing. Yeah, they take the game seriously. So I've been enjoying that a lot. There's a lot of point of pride they've been taking. So
you're in the Western Conference, man. When you're in the Western Conference, it's hard. It's hard to make the All-Star team when you're in the Western Conference, man.
Not just in the West, but also in Minnesota. Nobody watches your games.
Yeah.
So
it's just right there in that area. And
they in that little a whole little circle right there. It's like we ain't watching the games, man. So all them games come on late, and then the teams ain't great. It's
nobody but people from Idaho and the Dakotas.
Jake, you mean Jake and them? No, I'm kidding.
Bobby says he would like to see the NBA take on the NHL style where divisions go against each other. We could do a 3-on-3 tournament or something. I mean, it'll be unique, but who would want to participate in that? You know what I'm saying?
Everybody, I think. Look, they're competitors. Competitors want to compete. If you give them the right format, if you do it right, they want to play.
Nah, I don't think they want to play. I don't think they want to play a 3-on-3, and I feel like when you play 3-on-3s and things like that, it's more risk for injury. Just saying. I'm just saying. Shorter court. You know what I'm saying? Like that's half the explosiveness you can use. I just feel like that's just me, but
the explosions will get you hurt.
Definitely. But something unique. I mean, they should do the 3-on-3 old stars and OGs back in the day.
The next question is the better question.
Yes, definitely. Do they need to change the All-Star voting? Absolutely.
Yes, get these fans out of here.
I think they need to have the players and the coaches choose the starters. And if you want to have the coaches and players pick the reserves as well, take Van Voten out, but you got to keep it real. That's kind of how you market the All-Star game, do the fan voting, and do the team who wins giving donations to, saying certain places and things like that. So you can't really take the fan voting away. Have the fans vote for the reserves. Have the players and coaches vote for the starters. That's the only way I can think about it.
The problem with the fans voting for the reserves is that requires even more knowledge than
right.
it does.
Jeremy Lin will be playing. That's why I said Jeremy Lin will end up playing again.
Oh, that's the problem. So.
Have the fans in all. You have 4. We'll say you have 3 or 4. Fans can vote for 4 players. And then they generate basically who got the most votes out of those players that got voted. And that's how I feel. The fans have to have some part of the vote.
I understand marketability wise, but like they don't know the game well enough, and it's just a popularity contest.
How Lakers get these trades? Will they trade for somebody else?
They sold. It's LA. They sold years ago.
They're gonna be looking like the Rams.
Yes, they are.
Like I said, man, we gonna focus on 2030. You got to keep it 2020.
They're gonna be the LA Darwin Rams.
The league should choose no reporters, no fans, but you lose fan engagement. Yeah, definitely. And those reporters, they're right. Reporters will strike. Fans should only vote for 3 players, top of each star. Right. Fans have to vote for 3 or 4 players. That's why I said it worked that way. I say when you have fan votes, you change how they are weighted. So fan votes should only account for 20%.
Yeah. I agree.
And the alleys.
Ain't had a lake near them in decades. So what's the next topic, then? We got another one?
No. Next up, we kind of talked about it a little bit at the beginning. Tomorrow is the trade deadline.
Yeah.
So, any expectations for who moves or who doesn't move? Who's the buyers and sellers?
Buyers. I think Golden State, man. I think Golden State can be buyers potentially. They got the team, the Clippers. The Clippers can be buyers. The Milwaukee Bucks can be buyers. If I had to name sellers, you mentioned a great name earlier, Clint Capella. I think Atlanta can be sellers.
Yeah, they gotta sell.
I think Phoenix can be sellers. Phoenix should be.
Capella still in Atlanta? Where's he at now?
I think so.
What you say?
Capella's still in Atlanta?
He's still in Atlanta. The Chicago Bulls should definitely be a seller.
Yeah, they got a clean house.
And if I'm teams that standing pat on teams, if you have 1 or 2 people you might want to trade, but I don't know what you'll get for them. Stay pat. Celtics, Pelicans.
Does KD get moved?
KD does not get moved. No. And if he gets moved, it's the most quietest KD's been in the last 6 years.
So Kawhi saying Wiseman's going to be gone. That's going to be interesting.
Well, I mean, it is interesting. There's a guy along with the rest of these guys that you've been trying to grow, get them to grow. And if you had to choose between Wiseman or the wings of the Warriors that haven't grown yet, you'll probably keep the wings. So, I mean, I can see Wiseman.
I say it every time, but imagine had they drafted LaMelo instead of Wiseman. Weird.
Pels need to be a buyer.
Pels are weird because Pels.
No, they don't need to be a buyer.
They lost so many games, but they have a really talented, maybe the most depth in the league.
Yeah, they proved that they can be.
They about 10, 11 deep.
Problem is that they're missing a Zion all the time, and that's huge.
Clippers could be buyers. Yes, definitely. Jazz will work on a buyout for Russ.
Clippers are a weird team too.
Russ goes to Boston.
They're saying Russ probably going to the Clippers after the buyout.
Russ going to Clippers because there's no way he's moving out of LA. He's like, I came to LA for this reason. I ain't moving out. KD, should have never left Golden State. It's a business. It's a business, bro. That's why he left. It's a business. It's a business.
He left because of the scrutiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but overall, it's a business. It was good to click at that time. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he was a free agent. He was free agent, so he can go sign to any team he wants.
No, we understand that, but in terms of money-wise, he could have got paid more staying with the Golden State.
No, he could have got paid more paid to Golden State, but I feel like it's business. You had to move him. He had to remain on his own name with a team that he was on, and that's all I'm saying.
Will look like he ain't buying that.
No,
like I respect the take, but I don't think it had anything to do with business. He left because he got tired of the fact that people were saying you couldn't get a ring. You couldn't get a ring without Curry. Yeah, for sure.
The NBA split them guys up. You couldn't really say anything with him.
Conspiracy minute.
He's a free agent. He can go wherever he wants. There's no script. No, there's no script for that. He's a free agent. There's no script for that. He can go to any team he wants. By law, you can go anywhere you want.
No one's saying, bro, you're arguing a point that no one's arguing. I'm not saying he couldn't go anywhere he wanted. I'm saying he left because of the scrutiny, because it was basically looking at, look, you couldn't win it with Russ and them, then you joined the team that you couldn't beat, then you got a ring, but Curry's really that guy, so now he wanted to win a ring on his own without Curry and them, and he failed. Couldn't do it. Him and Kyrie blew it. He ended up with Kyrie and Harden.
Man, feelings, man. It wasn't no feelings. The NBA developed feelings in this guy. This guy came in the league as a guy with no feelings. Then all of a sudden he goes to Golden State, he catches feelings, he becomes a villain.
You always had feelings.
It's the business.
Y'all you just keep saying the word business. You saying the word business.
I probably watch more basketball than both of y'all. Y'all wait?
Nah.
You're not leaving an opportunity like that. You're just saying
the word business.
It's a business. It's a business.
Why? Business. Okay, explain yourself then. If you're gonna keep saying business, why was that a better business move?
You have teams in the NBA that are heavy marketed that need to be loaded by stars. KD, a star. You had to move him eventually. He was a free agent when he signed to Golden State. He's free to sign wherever he wants. The next time he's a free agent, they're not letting him stay there. Business.
Why? So you're saying? Are you saying
Curry is Golden State? Golden State.
Let me ask you a question. Are you saying the league did it or he chose it? Because you're saying both.
The league chose KD's fate. KD's playing under the umbrella right now.
All right, so we're doing the conspiracy thing.
No, you have to. Real talk. All the superstars in the league. All the
two fouls.
Superstars in the league. You got LeBron. You got Curry, you got KD. One of them got to be the bad guy. One of them got to.
It's okay, I ran from him.
The Collins' hairline look crazy. I went to school around the same time as Kevin Durant. I play AAU in circus when we see Kevin Durant. He been losing his head. You know what I'm saying? A little different. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's the script, bro. Wasn't keeping both of those guys in Golden State. They'll still be winning championships right now. Real talk. They'll be winning championships right now. They were still playing together. Uncanny. You know what I'm saying? They would have to move Clay and all them, though. They didn't want that sad story to go. That's why they're still hanging around the Clay and Draymond. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you're arguing something that nobody can prove. So let's just move on.
Hey, people would say KD was the number one guy, but then you say that's Steph's world. You know what I'm saying? And Steph created a world where he deserved to be the number one guy.
No, look, he might have been the number one offensive option, but that whole team ran through Curry. Like, that whole situation was Curry's situation.
Yeah, Curry's world, man. Curry's world.
Man, that's a good show, fella.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's a show? Okay. Well,
that's it.
NBA is crazy. Let me see if my Celtics are up by 3. Ooh, I might be able to catch the end here.
What are they playing?
76ers. It's a big game.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's as big as games get during the regular season, I guess.
No, I'd say this game's not really important, man. Playoff time, because we don't know how Philly's going to come in anyway. But both of their bigs out, right, for the Celtics? Al and Rob?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, man, and all this and all that extra stuff about Jaylen Brown being on the block. Stop the crap.
Nah, it's not realistic. It's not realistic.
No, it's not realistic. That's what I'm saying. Hey, stop the crap. That guy's not being.
I saw another crazy trade that someone said that we should make was for KD, but not involving Jalen. It was like picks. It was Grant, Robert Williams, and someone else. And I'm like, look, I understand the idea behind that, but as good as KD is, you're gonna need to defend at some point. You can't really get rid of Grant, Robert Williams, even though he only plays a certain amount of games.
There's a lot of springy guys coming out of the college race. Just be real.
Yeah. We'll see what that. Yeah, a lot of long, like power forward slash.
Yeah, like a lot of long guys. You know what I'm saying? Get them to be better on the glass and stuff like that. I feel like that's what the league's to develop next, and that's where it's probably gonna. Like I said, the league interchanges. Before we get shout outs, and it may go back to where it was. Not saying, short shorts playing white and black TV screens, but, one day it'll go back. But shout out to everybody tuning in tonight, man.
Absolutely.
Guys, tuning into Nothing But Basketball Show, man. I felt the fire in this show tonight.
We was doing it up.
Kind of slow blow, but I feel like, we was riding out tonight. Comments were coming in. Shout out to everybody that tuned in, man. To wrap this week of shows up, man. But we'll see y'all throughout the pages. Subscribe, share, follow all pages on all major platforms, man.
Might have to go buy this Hogwarts game, man. Everybody's on it.
The who?
Hogwarts, man. They came out with it's an open world Harry Potter game. Everybody playing.
Yeah,
that's great.
But yeah, man. I hope something's up 5. Let's go. Let's win this game, man. But yeah, man. Shout out to everybody who joined. Light Skin History next month. Gone with all that. This is all mother too. You better stop that. Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody who joined the chat. We appreciate y'all. Like, subscribe, share, all that above. Let's keep the brand going. Shout out to the brand. Shout out to you fellas. Appreciate y'all.
Absolutely.
We always have fun. Nice little NBA show tonight.
Shout out to Bumpy, Sean, Lil Dude, LOL. Wow.
Bumpy was here?
Yeah, Bumpy was here at the beginning.
Oh shit. I ain't even know.
Bobby, Jamie, Frankie, Anthony, Bree, Kawan, and Ryan. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us tonight. Shout out to you fellas as always. And I want to give a special shout out to happy birthday to my brother Rodney.
Let's go.
Happy birthday, Rod.
To my nephew, to Rodney's dad.
Oh man, everybody.
And shout out to my pops, man. Today, the OG's birthday.
Let's go. Absolutely. Happy birthday.
I have OG Coach.
OG Coach.
That's my role model.
Absolutely.
Now, where my daddy at? Where my daddy at?
My pop the one that gave me the love of boxing and basketball, man.
Mine hiding in Brockton somewhere.
Y'all trip.
My pops make me want to play wrestling boxing with his ass. And knock his ass to the floor.
I wanted to play ball to bust my pop's ass when he got out. That's why I used to. And I did, for the record.
Oh man. We appreciate y'all, man. Y'all be back in the lab next week. Cooking up some fire stuff for y'all. Make sure y'all tune in Monday.
Yeah, Monday's the Super Bowl completion show.
Yes, sir.
And NFL season completion will wrap things up until the draft.
Yep. So y'all make sure y'all hang out with us. Bring your questions, your comments, your fire. Mm-hmm. Let's do this. Appreciate y'all. I'll try to keep a straight face, man.
Can't do it. Not around this man. Not around two.
I wouldn't know when. I don't want it.
I hear you. Y'all have a good one. We appreciate y'all. Much love, man.